Welcome to our Nature as Medicine series, in which we explore and reflect on the healing aspect of nature. My name is Sylwia Kiszkowska. I'm a psychologist, psychotherapist, and the creator of the Naturally Balanced platform. Today, I have a pleasure to talk to Katalin Kokavecz. I hope I pronounce your name correctly, who's a functional lifestyle mentor and the founder of her own professional training based on functional medicine methodology. Katalin Kata is also the author of the book dedicated to reversing autoimmune symptoms in a natural way. Hello, Kata.
Hi, Sylwia. Nice to be here with you. And I'm glad to share about functional medicine and about my story and how it relates to what you are doing, because our missions are so much connected and it has so much to do with nature.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so the concept of functional medicine drew my attention some years ago. I found it really, really fascinating. Would you like to share a little bit, like, what is it about in very general terms?
Yeah, exactly, because this is a term that is growing its popularity, I would say, in the United States, because this is where I was actually going to study about it, because like, you know, the cradle of these principles are coming from medical doctors, health professionals on the field in the United States. And I had to go there for my own studies because of my own health issues, right? And this drew my interest as well, like yours, because functional medicine is all about getting to the root causes, not just fixing the symptoms, because symptoms are just on the surface. So if you fix symptoms, you are not going anywhere on the long term. You want to fix, you want to target the root of the causes. And this drew my interest into the field of functional medicine, because I was actually diagnosed back in around 2011. So it was a long time, like more than 10 years now, with a thyroid condition, and it was an autoimmune condition in nature. And I just got a recipe for you know, supplemental hormones, and I was like, is this it? Like is this all I need? So what is it? Like it wasn't like acceptable for me. Like I'm not intending to take this pill till the end of my life, or is there anything more that I can do? And there were no answers on the regular realms of medicine, right? So what do you do? Like the worst thing you could do is just go and Google, right? But that was the time when podcasts came out, and that was, you know, like you could choose your own radio station in the field, what was interesting to you. And I found this, I say it's a radio station, it's a podcast, but it was all about natural healing, natural health, healing from the root causes. And that's where I found actually a certification course on functional diagnostic nutrition. That was my first degree, where I was totally digging in, like, what can I do from nutrition points, lifestyle points, going to like being my own health detective at the time, so I can fix myself. And I could do that over time. Of course, it didn't happen just like this. But then I found myself, like, it gave me a new profession of a health coach, like a functional health coach. And I had no intention going into this direction. Like I was certified as an economist. I was working full time, you know, as a marketing manager. So I had totally, completely nothing to do with, you know, health and medicine, like medicine, come on. But I found myself digging deep into these principles, fixing myself, and I found myself in a position that people actually started to come to me like, Kata, you are now a health coach. Can you help me? Can you help me do the same like you did? And I started to help people like one-on-one. So this is how my new career started to evolve. And then later on, I started to give lectures for a group of people you know, in my own language, in Hungarian, because everything what I learned was in English from the United States, but I brought it home, in my native language. And they started, I found myself, this evolution all came from my intention to helping people do the same as I did. And they started to ask me that, Kata, I don't know English that well, but I want to learn functional medicine principles. So please teach me. So it came like I didn't only help with people's health issues, which I'm still doing up to date. I have group programs for like lifestyle approaches, how you can fix yourself with going to the root causes. But based on the, you know, the demand of what my students wanted to learn from me, I actually put together a certification course now, and it got certified by an international agency, and it is now a health coaching institution in Hungary, in Hungarian language, to learn functional medicine principles, which is actually lifestyle medicine. So going to the root causes, not fixing just the symptoms, but being your own health detective, learning how you can use assessments, even lab results. You can assess from a different way, like going beyond the surface. And then the solution is going back to how you live your life. And that's the key issue, is all of those chronic symptoms and conditions that we are so plagued with these days are stemming mostly from stress-related lifestyle issues, right? And this is where your and my works are so much connected, because we really have to go back to fixing lifestyle, to fixing our connection with our bodies, with our environment, with other people. So it's all fixing environmental issues inside and outside of yourself. And this is where functional medicine, I think, is brilliant. Because from the name, you would suggest that it's something, sounds like medicine. So do I need to be like a medical professional or something like that? And the answer is no, because your lifestyle is your medicine. You need to relearn how to reconnect with nature, with your environment in a healthy way, how to reconnect to your own authentic self, how to reconnect to those daily routines that are supporting you rather than destroying you. Because modern lifestyle, modern way of living is destroying. We know now. But what people are missing is principles like, how do I learn it? How they don't teach it in school, right? You don't learn these principles, how you eat well, how you how you manage your stress. Why do you need to sleep at all? Like, sleep is like, what is it? I will sleep when I die, like these kind of things. And what I'm thinking about myself, do I have limiting beliefs of myself? So many things on a holistic level. And functional medicine is what it's doing, is like, it gives you tools to assess these functions in your body. So it has tools like, that's like really like hands-on things, because you can use assessments, laboratory work, and look deep, like what kind of body function is not functioning optimally. That's the name is stemming from, like what is not functioning optimally. But when you want to fix function so that your body is going to restore optimal function, that goes back to the very root of the causes, which is like, how do you fix your lifestyle? How do you eat better? How do you sleep better? How do you manage stress better? How do you reconnect to nature? How do you maybe supplement if that is needed? And all those kind of, like, how do you access your subconscious blocks, and how you resolve them? So it's a very holistic, and it's very lifestyle based. So this is, when it comes to medicine, is lifestyle medicine. and you are becoming your own your own doctor, and you don't need to go to the University of Medicine for that, because all you need to do is relearn these very evolutionary principles that are actually wired in your genes from Stone Age. It's just modern people have forgotten this wisdom, and we need to teach them back. We need to teach the principles, and this is what we do. This is what I do now in my courses and certification programs, and how to become your own health detective with these tools and assessments and all that. So it's a long explanation of what functional medicine is, but I think I gave a broad view of that.
Yeah, so just to summarize it, or how I understand it, it comes along with a big paradigm shift, right? From disease-centered to patient-centered, opening this door of possibility, right? That you need to learn how to help yourself.
Yes, and you need to learn it from somebody who's been on that journey, or not necessarily been, but knows the wisdom and can lead you back to this old traditional wisdom of like how human beings used to live, you know, in connection with nature, grounded with themselves, you know, like all these ancient wisdom. It's all there, but it's forgotten, and we need to go back to this. And nature is a huge part of that, because we are nature. Like,
amazing. Well, it sounds like ecotherapy, just
totally.
like from a different angle, right? Just like slightly different angle, but it's absolutely the same approach, but both based on the same principle and a holistic view of over the mind and body, and based on the concept of codepending, of the physical and emotional as well. So interesting.
Yes, and it all goes back to biochemistry, because in the methodology of functional medicine, how we try to fix things, but it's not fixing on the surface level, it's going down to the root, is we work a lot on biochemistry, on the body's biochemistry, but everything is so much connecting to nature, because when you go out to nature, you just cannot help but stress release in nature, right? Like even the color of the green and the sounds of the nature and the birds and everything, like the air, what you breathe, it's just so grounding, and it has a biochemical signal to your body that immediately shifts your neurons to a level that is a healing state. And it has really research, and it's backed with science, and like it's so much different when something is backed with science, and you can explain it to people, like what it does in your body, how it relates to your hormones, how it relates to your cortisol levels, how it relates to your neurological systems. You know, people need facts, and they appreciate science. Science is a language of how we teach people, because we are wired like that. It's so much different than just say that you just go out to nature because it's so good for you, right? So this is why I love functional medicine, because everything we can teach to people on a scientific explanation level, so that they really understand that this is important, because I need to fix my hormones, I need to fix my cortisol levels, and then I can fix my hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis, you know, all these fancy words, but we need this because we want to be scientific about ourselves. And when you learn how your body actually functions, it opens this whole new universe that I'm in control, because I'm not the one to be told what to do, because I'm the one, I'm understanding how my body is working, so I can make the relevant steps and actions and daily routines so that I can fix myself. And this is the whole belief system change, that it's not I don't need you know, outside input that a doctor or a therapist or whoever is telling me what I do, without me understanding. It's just taking your control back, that I understand the principles because I understand the biochemistry and all the processes behind how my body works in connection with nature and all these lifestyle elements. And then because I understand and because I know I have a control, I can make those decisions on a daily level.
Yeah, so the educational aspect is the absolute foundation, right? So you really
That is the total
learn.
foundation of it, yes. Because otherwise you are just spinning your wheels and go from this practitioner to that therapist to that doctor, and they all give you different advice, and until the point you understand what is actually happening, which they don't teach in school. And you don't need to be like a rocket scientist for this. It's all simple and still scientifically backed at the same time. So that's why I love it. Like I said, if I could learn this and I can understand this, so everyone can understand this, and then it's motivating for people, and it's really a good feeling to take control back. And this is about your life, and your life is your medicine. That's the baseline. It's just you need to relearn how to live the life of your life too.
And take responsibility for it as well, right?
Yes,
which is the missing element in so many processes. I'm also thinking that, okay, learning about these things is so important. Another important aspect is learning how to feel those things, right? Feel what is that your body needs. Probably that's a longer journey to take, and also so important.
So I teach it the way that once you learn how to give everything to your body what it needs. I always start with this abundance mindset that, like when you want to change, people are thinking in changing is hard and you have to remove stuff and exclude stuff. But I always start with this abundant mindset that you need to learn what you can do to support your body from, starting from food, stress reduction, more sleep, better stress coping mechanisms, supporting your cellular health through nutrition, even supplements if needed, fixing some dormant issues. Maybe people have some gut issues or energy issues or hormonal issues. So you need to support all those functions first. And then you need to learn what to exclude, but only after you learn what to support. And then it's when you do this holistic kind of it's a cleanse in a way, that you cleanse everything from your body that is not needed, but at the same time you support with everything what is needed, what is needing for optimal function. Then you start to have these different sensitivity for your bodily feelings. You get back to your body and you learn how your body reacts to different even food or lifestyle habits, or you learn more about yourself. And I think this is the most important thing, because when I say that you are your own wisest medical and you are your own doctor, then you need to understand how your body. So it's a way of like once understanding what I just explained before, but what is more important, that you have your senses back into your body. And it's so much easier to have that sense of body when your organ systems are actually functioning better, because you give good nutrition, you give good care, you give good stress release, you give good sleep to your body. So all those functions can so much better function towards the optimal function, which is the aim of the ultimate aim. But we maybe we never go there. Like, what is optimal? It's like a dream, but we can always be better and better than ourselves before. So that is what you mentioned is very important, that we have to grow our senses of our body. And people are so disconnected from their bodies, just as much as they are disconnected from nature. And when we go back to nature and when we go back to our bodies, that is the ultimate healing.
Right.
What I love about functional medicine is that it connects spiritual healing, which is going back to nature, going back to your bodies, with science. And it connects, it's a bridge between science, scientific explanations, and the spiritual way of being, which is we are all natural beings and we are part of nature. So if we disconnect ourselves. And people are just so disconnected, and they need to learn tools how they connect back and how it connects with their body, how it functions. And once they understand that, I think there is no way back, because you just want to to live that kind of a lifestyle, because you feel this is the vitality level. And people are saying to me that I never knew this kind of level existed at all until I experienced it. And this is so good, and everyone can reach it. And it's not up to your doctor, it's nothing wrong with what doctors are doing. They are just functioning on a different level because they want to help. They have tools to fix your symptoms. But when you learn these principles, you are able to fix your lifestyle, which is the ultimate healing when you are going back to your own body and taking control.
So much about awareness, right? And realizing how actually we're disconnected. And nature just is it's hard to say that it's even a tool, right? It's just everything around it.
Yeah, totally. And just like when you say that, just go to the nature, like it's so broad to people, and that's why like I love to give tools to like what you actually do and why you do that, right? And how do you incorporate this in your daily lifestyle. And I know about your work that you also support these like tiny steps, like baby steps, because this is how you build up new routines in your life. Because when you operate on a lifestyle basis, it's all about rewiring your old bad habits and replacing them with newer, better habits. But yes, it's a change. So it takes time, it takes a process, and it can only be done by very tiny baby steps that are built on top of each other.
Right. So what would be the tools? Would you like to share any examples of the tools that you would give, which are a part of a lifestyle, right? I imagine.
Yeah. So actually, I love to start with this, like really very tiny steps. Like why? Like I already touched on this. That why do you want to? Like why is it even important to go out to nature, right? Like and it doesn't have to be, like if it's just 5 minutes a day, if that's all what you can do, it is still like you go there and you are aware of that you are doing something good for your body, because once you are on the natural light and you see the colors and you breathe the air, all this biochemistry in your body starts to change, and your neurological system starts to switch from sympathetic dominance to parasympathetic, and that's immediately where healing starts, because only your cells can only function and heal on this when the parasympathetic neurological side is switched on, and you can do that with nature because it's hardwired to you. Like when it's evolutionary principle that or ancestors, when they saw abundant nature like green, it signals your body on an evolutionary way. It's hardwired in your genes that it's safe. And when you have this feeling of safety, that it's safe, and you can even do it in your house, like you take in nature and you look at the green color and you send a signal through through all those sources from the brain, what it sends signals to the neurological parts of your body, that it's safe, and it immediately switches on this parasympathetic part of your system. And
which is the relaxation, right?
which is
Rest
the
and digest.
relaxation. And of course it feels good, but if you understand what it does into your body, in your body, then you can be conscious of it and you can be aware of it, that not only it feels good because I feel immediately better, but what it does on a biochemical level. So then when you switch your neurology onto the parasympathetic part, what it does into your body, that all those regenerative processes starts to function. All your hormones are balancing out. All your digestion starts to function better. So everything what comes to like rebuilding, regenerating, healing the body can only happen in this state. So not only it feels good, then you are relaxed and you are more in your body and it feels good, but your body does what it does automatically just because you did this choice. Right. So I think it's important to know what is happening on a biochemistry level. And of course, it's way more difficult in a way, but it's not that difficult. It's easy when you understand what is really happening there on a hormonal, on a digestion, on a neurological, on a cleaning, on every level, really every single level. And this is what you can do to make your body function better. Is it easy? I would say it's simple, right? But it's not so easy for people, because until that you teach them why is it good for you, they just do like, I don't have time to look at green, green pictures or green colors. I don't have time to do it. But if they understand what it does to their body, and of course, like, yeah, this is a tendency that once you have some symptoms, you are more motivated to do that, because this is my story as well. But you don't have to wait until you have symptoms, right? Until you are broken or you are sick. So you can be preventive, and functional medicine, lifestyle medicine is basically a preventive medicine, because if you learn these principles, you become your own medical expert. Then you don't end up at anywhere where it's, when you need, at the end of the day, any outer help on fixing the symptoms level. So it's a preventive measure, but also it's a measure of like reversing chronic issues, because it all stems to fixing your lifestyle. So that was number one. Like, why would you go to nature? Like you explain it and they understand it better. They understand that it's biochemistry, and then they can make easier these wiser choices, because they understand the running biochemical processes behind that decision. And I think it's very important. And then, of course, maybe number two, should we go into these like steps, like what could you do and why would you do that?
Yeah, I think it's super interesting. So something, really practical.
Yeah.
Different possibilities that are all about the restorative processes, right?
Yeah. And functional medicine, we talk a lot about nutrition, right? Because this is I would say the easiest thing to fix in your lifestyle. In some aspects, it's some people think it's difficult, but I don't think it's difficult when you follow just easy principles of life. And it comes back to nature again, like whole foods, right? Whole foods, what nature intended, how nature intended to create that, right? The closer you get to those foods, that how it looks like on your plate, how nature intended to create it. And the more you are back to these whole foods means that the way nature created, the less you process it. And definitely the processing part is optimally happening in your own kitchen with your own efforts, and not because the more industry processes food is the worse for your body. So it's very simple, like just eat real foods, eat whole foods. And also when you go to nature and you maybe pick your own food, and you don't even need to have gardens. So that would be my third idea. And this is where this is a whole new word even for me. Like I just started to study this last summer, because through these edible white plants, a whole new universe opens up to you when it comes to whole food, natural food, because you actually just go out to nature and pick those food, like those white foods, what nature actually produces. You don't even need to invent, intervene. You don't even have to have a garden, because nature is producing these wild plants. And this is the best possible nutrition. And not only because it's so high on the nutritional level, but also that when you pick it and you eat it, you ingest nature. And we know now through research, through functional nutrition research, that the microbiome, the healthy microbiome, is so important in us, because we are part of nature, and because we disconnected from nature, our microbiome is so broken. And when I say microbiome, people always think about like commercials that we need to take this pill, right? Or eat yogurt from the commercial things. But it's not the solution. I'm sad to say it's so not the solution. It's not a new pill. It's not a new probiotic that will fix this issue. It's the thing that you actually go out to nature and ingest nature, because you are part of it. And this is why I love this edible white plant lifestyle, because it sends you to nature. Because there is no other way you can pick edible white plants than going to the nature. And not only you reap the benefits of what I just explained, how it helps on biochemistry level, but it also, by ingesting nature, you fix your microbiome. And it seems for people, it seems that all modern people's guts, like I see gut test results, they are just so broken, and no wonder why, right? Because we are so disconnected. And this is just one easy step. Like, how easy is that, right?
Yes.
And again, it's not easy, but it's simple. It's free, even. Like everything what I just said is free. Everything is free. It's based on just your decision to make this choice. And this is the hard part for modern people, to make the choice, to make the decision. But once you understand like how it fixes your biochemistry, how it fixes your microbiome, how it fixes your energy level, your hormonal levels, everything, then it's so much easier to make that choice. And then maybe I would add one very important thing is light, natural light, which we tend, like modern people, they spend their lives inside of the building. And we are inside right now as well as doing it. It's okay, like we live life in modern world. But we just one simple step, like early in the morning after you wake up, you go just even 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you go outside to natural light. Even it doesn't have to be sunshiny, just natural light. And how the light approaches your retina, it signals your brain to produce those happy neurotransmitters, like
hormones, right?
Yes.
As well.
Neurotransmitters, and neurotransmitters are in relation with hormones and like happy hormones. And not only that, but what your body produces serotonin in the morning, it produces melatonin, it changes to melatonin in the evening. And then it helps you sleep. And it's so easy to go out in the morning just for 5 minutes, and you set up for a good night's sleep for that day. And once you understand this, again, it's just so simple, but you have to know this so that you know how to support your body. And it goes back to circadian rhythms, like when we disconnect from nature, or bodily daily rhythms are disconnected from these daily rhythms, which is actually the sunlight is the switch of this this biochemistry, which then connects to all our hormonal balances. And this is so simple. Again, you just follow the natural light, And when you do that and you reset your own circadian rhythm in your body, that will fix all your energy issues, hormonal issues, and all those related issues with everything is so interconnected. And of course, it sounds too easy or too, like too good to be true, but you just don't know how important it is until you understand the biochemistry of how circadian rhythm works in your body, and how actually easy it is to fix just by going out to natural light. You don't even have to have a garden, really. You just go out and like what people are doing first thing in the morning. They look at their mobile phones, and this is a totally different light that it emits. Totally different than from nature. So it's really so simple. And maybe the fifth one I would just throw in is grounding. When we talked about our phones and our electricity, like I'm surrounded and you are surrounded at this moment as well. But when you just take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and it doesn't matter how cold the weather is, you just take off your shoes, you just take off your socks even, and you ground yourself, or you just go out and hug a tree, what I know you are doing in your walks, and we are doing it as well. And of course, it's good for your mental health, but it has biochemistry. It grounds your body. It emits those toxic ions from your body, which is emitted to you 0-27, like 24/7 now in these days. Like we have all these gadgets and Wi-Fi and everything, but nature can fix that as well. Like there is nothing what nature cannot fix, but just those simple steps, right? You go out, you look at the green, you take your time in the morning, even if it's just 5 minutes, it fixes your hormones and neurotransmitters. You go follow the natural lights and rhythms. And of course, there are deeper studies in this and how you can still do more stuff, and you just ground yourself and just eat real food and ingest nature. So that would be like 5 steps to how you fix your things from the root cause and with nature. And
Thank
it
you,
all has
Kata.
science, it's all backed up with research. So that's why I love functional medicine, because it's easier to understand for people why they would need these changes for them to feel better and vital again.
Those are great tools. Thank you for sharing them in this in a summarized way. Those really can be game changers.
And really, every one of these items are free, but are you doing them? Are you doing them on a daily basis? Do you spend time, even if it's just 2 minutes or 5 minutes a day? It doesn't have to be, like a major changes, just a little bit of consciousness, a little bit of awareness, and then already it's.
When I work with my clients, it's really helpful just to not only to share those tools, but also help them design a routine using those steps, right? Because they know how it works, they know that it's efficient, but then they easily lose it somehow, being stressed, being in a rush, having change of routine because of traveling. But actually all of them can be really flexible, right? And you can move them around, you can adapt.
It can be incorporated, like even if you go to your working place, your office in the morning, and you just take the initiative to spend 2 more minutes more, or you just spend your lunch break outside, because those critical times of when it comes to this light therapy, natural light therapy, would be the morning, the first morning daylight, and at noon, because at noon is, the sun is the highest, and that has the best effect on your neurotransmitter production. So, and people are having these, these lunch breaks and stuff, and they just go to the canteen or something, and it's not even light there. So you can be really like but I understand what you mean, that it is the challenge, and this is where health coaching, it is where coaching comes in, that you actually lead the way to people. And this is why functional medicine is actually like, we use functional medicine for the principles, but the tools are coaching and methodology and mentoring, because that's what people need. Is like, I need somebody to hold my hand through change. And this is even more important in some aspect than just the explanations and the science what comes behind.
To accompany people on
Yes.
that journey, right?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much, Kata. Thank you. This is so inspiring, so interesting to find the links, right? How it's actually all the same thing, understood and seen from different perspectives.
Yeah, so I don't know if I gave a broad perspective or even practical tips for you, or is there anything else you think would be interesting for people?
I'm sure there will be so many more interesting things. I hope we can share them again another time. That's really interesting. Again, thank you so much.
Okay, I'm glad you liked it, and I hope they will like it, whoever is listening to this. And more importantly, just take these steps and include them into everyday lifestyle, because lifestyle is your life, is your medicine, and your lifestyle is your medicine. And once you start to believe in this and empowered with this thought, then really everything is possible when it comes to building your health and your vitality.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sylvia.
Bye-bye.
Bye.